reason for the humiliating and deplorable state that Sri Lanka is in right now is corruption and fraud. The citizens of Sri Lanka who have to pay for the fraud and corruption of those in power are finally forced to travel overseas to work under conditions that can only be described as modern-day slavery. The foreign exchange sent by these workers who work under conditions of modern-day slavery is proudly proclaimed by those in power to be one of the main sources of foreign income to the country. Newsfirst exposed the plight of mothers, sisters and women who travel overseas as domestic aids who were caught in the clutches of a human trafficking ring. The expose was centered around an incident where several women who were taken to the United Arab Emirates from Sri Lanka on the promise of providing them with jobs were forcibly taken to Oman on the 15th of this month. A resident of Colombo was arrested on suspicion of being involved in this human trafficking ring. Another suspect in the case was arrested by the Avisa Villa police. The suspect was a middleman in getting women for employment overseas. The police said that the suspect was arrested based on complaints made by women he sent and abandoned overseas. The suspect was produced before the Fort Magistrate today and was remanded until the 1st of December. Meanwhile, many more details regarding this human trafficking ring in Oman are being revealed. Among the serious allegations leveled are women sent for employment overseas on visit visas being used as sex slaves and several other women being harassed. Two of the women who were abused spoke exclusively to Newsfirst about the human trafficking ring in Oman and the abuses they had to face at a safe house run by the Sri Lankan embassy in Oman.
මගෙත් එක්ක ඉන්නවා ෆාතිමා එය තරුණ මවක් තරුව ඉන්නවා මේ දෙන්නම මේ අත්දැකීම් වලට මූණ දුන්න දෙන්නෙක් ෆාතිමාගෙන් ෆාතිමා ඔබ ලංකාවෙන් යන්නේ කොයි කාලෙද
මම 2021 10 වෙනි මාසේ 3 තමයි මම ඩුබායි ගියේ
I traveled to Dubai on the 3rd of October 2021. I went to Oman from Dubai and worked at a house in Oman for a month. I spent about 4 months at the embassy. I did not get any concessions from there. I spoke to an individual called Kushan and told him that my children are suffering. He did not take much notice. He said that he will look into it. He asked me to come to see him one day and he said we can speak about the matter casually. He sent me his location, booked a taxi and sent me some messages. He then took me to his house. He then asked me what I wanted. He said that he will look into sending me back. Suddenly, he put his arm around me. He held me by my hand and pulled me towards him. I pushed him away and said that I did not come here for that and I told him that I only came there to speak to him. He said that if I agreed to it, he can send me back to Sri Lanka. He then continued to forcibly pull me towards him. I shouted and cried. Then he got scared. He then said that he will drop me off at the embassy. At about 8:30 on the night of the 31st of August 2022, I was sent to the safe house run by the embassy.
එම්බේසි එකටම ගිහිල්ලා ඇරලවන්න 2021 22 8 වෙනි මාසේ 31 රෑ 8 මාරට මාව හරියටම එම්බේසිට ගිහින් සුරක්ෂා නිවාසයට ගිහින් දැම්මා මාව.
මේ කියන අතවර කරදර වලට තරු ලක් වුණාද නැත්නම් මොකද්ද වුනේ?
නෑ මම ඇත්තට මම එහෙම ලක් වුණේ නෑ.
I was not subject to such treatment. Came and took one girl away. Kushan and are people who bring people from Sri Lanka using fake visas. He told us that we need 700 to 800,000 rupees to travel back to Sri Lanka. He said some people need 1.2 million rupees to get back. Then he asked us to go find that money and come back, and he told us that if we can't find the money, to go with the representative of the agency and do his work. They were not good people. They operated brothels there. They used to sell and harass girls. Kushan was directly connected with those agencies. Kushan forces the women, and I have heard that with my own ears, and I saw it with my own eyes.
කන් දෙකට ඇහුණා මගේ ඇස් දෙකට දැක්කා.
මොනවාටද බල කරන්නේ?
එළියට ගිහිල්ලා
He forces us to go and work with these people who operate brothels.
කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. සමහර ළමයිට ගහන්නත් යනවා. අතෝසනවා. ඍජුවම
Yes, I directly accuse Kushan, and Kushan is corrupt.
කියන්නේ දූෂිතේ.
Meanwhile, Rampatige Nisanka, alias Dubai Sudha, who revealed details of this human trafficking ring, has received death threats.
එම නිසා මේ ප්‍රශ්න මම හෙළිදරව් කරලා සමාජ මාධ්‍යයට දාලා
Since I exposed this human trafficking ring and revealed their names on media and social media, they are publicly calling for my assassination and offering 2 million rupees for it.
ලංකාවේ ඕනම පොලිසියකට යන්න ඕනම දෙයකට ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න.
This was the recording of the conversation where death threats were issued to Dubai Sudha and was recorded by him.
ඔයාව මම ගන්නවා. මං සල්ලි වලින්මයි ගන්න. මගේ
I will take you. I will take you using my money. I have about 100 million. All of it is money I stole. I will get you within 1 hour. People are scared when they hear my name. Sudha has published a TikTok of this. I have offered 2 million to take him down. Record this voice and send it to even 100 police stations in Sri Lanka. I will kill you. Save yourself if you can.
පුළුවන් නම් දෙන්න බලපන්.
Meanwhile, Dubai Sudha revealed more details about another Sri Lankan woman in Oman.
ඒජන්සි කාර්යයක් ඕමන්.
There is a woman in Oman who is 21 years old. Speaking in a video, she says that she had been abused. She is still inside a house in Oman and is unable to move out of her house. Her passport is with the representative of the agency. That woman has not been brought to Sri Lanka yet.
ඒ ගෑල්ලා මෙයා තාම ලංකාවට ගෙන්නලානේ.
The Foreign Employment Bureau said that the official attached to the Sri Lankan embassy in Oman, accused of these heinous crimes, has been suspended. The suspended official is the officer acting in the capacity of Third Secretary at the Sri Lankan embassy in Oman, E.K. Kushan. The husband of another woman stranded in Oman made another revelation about such an incident.
I'm speaking about my wife who is in Oman. Mr. Kushan had attempted to murder her on the 11th by using another woman there. I have all the details regarding them. I have the name, address and even the passport number of the woman who attempted to kill her. Since I was directly involved in exposing this, Kushan and the agency are trying to corner her. Her passport, her phone and the money she earned by working at houses there is being held by the agency. The agency has refused to return her passport, her phone and money. She is being detained because I am involved in this.
මම මේ සිද්ධිය සම්බන්ධව ඍජුවම සම්බන්ධ නිසායි.
Sri Lankan women travel overseas because they are helpless. They cannot care for their families and provide for their children with the money that they earn here. They do not travel overseas to enjoy their life. When the country collapsed because of fraud and corruption, and the country's forex reserves were depleted, it was the money sent by these workers that eased the burden of the economic crisis. The politicians responsible for wasting our dollars while engaging in fraud and corruption are now turning a blind eye to the plight of these Sri Lankan women stranded overseas. Are the leaders of Sri Lanka and officials killing time while the dignity of Sri Lankan women is being defiled overseas because they have no shame?